We are live. Hello, everyone. Let's put a little banner up. How about that?
Orange, one of my favorite colors, man. Cleveland Browns orange.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. And we will be going live on air in just about 44 seconds.
Make sure I save it this time, like we had that problem with the launch show.
And hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in Friday, January 16th, 10:03 p.m. on 92.5 WLSD The Vault, 1220 AM. I'm Adam. Joined tonight with me is
Casey.
And you weren't able to join in last week.
I was a little under the weather, but now I'm feeling much better and been looking forward to the show all week. And,
Yeah.
knowing that we're getting ready to do this, it always makes my day. So
I'm glad. So you were out for the count last week,
oh yeah, down for the count.
and you must have really been for that to keep you from
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, you know that I'm gonna excuse me while I change headphones.
That's okay. Oh, it went out.
There we go.
There we go.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Changing headphones in studio. But while we're doing that, please go to all the social media pages. That is the Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, The Other People's Show.
There we go. Much better.
Yeah. Now I've done I've cut back a lot on social media.
I have too.
I really have.
I got into the habit of watching those reels.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Now I've cut back on there. I was making some money on there, and I don't even check it anymore.
Yeah.
And I do feel a little bit better that I'm not on there all the time.
Right.
But yeah, I've done that. I have lost about 12 pounds.
That's awesome.
Over the last
you didn't have it to lose to begin with.
Well, over the last probably 10, 12 days.
Stressing
about
stuff.
Stressing about things. I've not really eaten in about, I think today's day 5.
Are you fasting?
I'm fasting, but I was only going to fast with 1 meal a week, 1 meal a day.
Okay.
But I've just not been eating any meals.
Just haven't had an appetite.
No.
That happens sometimes.
Not at all.
Through the cycles of life, stressors and things like that, it always it can sometimes affect your appetite.
Yeah, it can.
I know my gut isn't as good as it could be, but that's from years of abuse to it, probably.
Yeah. Now, what do you typically eat during the day? Do you make a? I do want to make. I'm going to address something a little bit after I ask you this question.
Okay.
So take us through what you would typically eat, and then I'm going to get into this question. There's been a lot of people asking me, so I'm going to have to address this. But go ahead. What would a day be?
Well, I don't eat breakfast, and if I do, it's full of fat and grease.
Okay.
Okay, so we got that one checked off. Lunch, I don't know. Today, for example, I had a couple apples.
Okay.
Just for a lunch snack. And then dinner, it depends. I mean, sometimes I'll make, a meal, spaghetti or something, but it's so hard to be a bachelor and cook.
Right. Okay.
Because it's like, how do you learn to cook for one?
That is difficult, just cooking for one. See, that's another reason why I just don't eat.
Food.
I just don't eat.
Well, you gotta eat, Adam.
I know.
Let's get you eating again. Okay?
Well, I was looking, and I think I think you can go 40 days without food, can't you?
Yeah, well, let's not. I mean, I know we're supposed to be Christ-like in everything we do, but I mean, come on.
I think I could get. I think I could get at least 10 days in. But yeah.
That's impressive because I think the longest fast I've ever done was 72 hours.
Mm.
And that was during Thanksgiving. So
Okay.
you're gonna talk about being tempted during a fast.
Right. I mean, I didn't really eat a lot during the Thanksgiving and things like that. But it was a good Thanksgiving, but I didn't eat a lot through the holidays that much. So I don't know really how there's been a lot of people, and I know, throughout the radio history and throughout even TV history,
Right.
things get brought up. What blends between radio and what's on air, or what's real.
What's real? What's on here?
Yes. So there has been several people that have reached out to me, and there's supposed to be some good music playing here.
Yeah, here's some.
Not really good though.
No, I wouldn't hope that it is good.
No, what I did like earlier today, I looked up a few songs and I was like, okay, this is the music bed that I'm going to play, but it's not coming up right now.
Come up.
No, and I hate when it does that.
Because just being temperamental.
And that kind of brings me into the point that I was going to talk about, is that typically a producer would do that type of thing.
Right.
A producer would set up the music, help come up with content, a lot of things like that. And we are missing a producer.
We are.
And there's been several people that have reached out and they said, I've noticed that your producer is not on the show anymore.
Correct.
So I just wanted to address that. We do miss the producer being on the show. But, that being said, we might keep that position open, for a while. Yeah.
For now. At least, to make sure that the radio show continues.
Yeah. Yeah.
And figure all this out as we go. It's organic.
It is.
Evolving.
Now there was a note. Now I don't know if we want to take any notes from the audience members. I'm going to open up the phone lines after this as well.
Okay, so folks, now listen, we've talked about this. Now don't let us down. Give us a call in here when we do open these phone lines.
Yeah, I want people to give us a call. I'm going to give out my own personal number for them to call out on the air.
Okay.
So if they want to do that, they want to jot that down. It's once let's see, what is it? 276-639-8887. 276-639-8887.
Give us a call if you're listening.
Give us a call. And I want to talk about, you mentioned right before, kind of like your worst first date or worst breakup, something like that.
Man. Breakups suck.
Yeah.
Breakups suck, man. They really do. They take a lot from your life, and if you really love that person, and the absence of that person in your life is hard. I have
almost like a death of a best friend.
Yeah, and that's sort of where I'm at. Like I was in a relationship almost 2 years ago, and she was actually my high school sweetheart.
Okay.
And she lived in Florida and I lived up here, and it just unfortunately organically wasn't going to work, but it didn't take away from the sting.
Right.
It didn't take away from the pain. And I know that hopeless, endless fear and doubt that come along with some kind of breakup. But my mom made a comment to me during one of my lows, and she said, the sun will rise again tomorrow morning.
Right.
And no matter what happens during our day, we try to focus on the fact that no matter how bad it gets, the sun's going to rise. And we're going to have a new opportunity to face our challenges head on.
Now, what made that breakup one of the worst ones that you were just talking about? Do you? What brings it up? Is it maybe like a song, or maybe
just the thought of her?
Yeah. Yeah. So I
but that doesn't mean that, it wasn't necessary to end the relationship. It was, but
right.
I feel confident in the fact that it was
the right thing to do.
Right thing to do with somebody that I truly cared about. And so in order to prevent, bad, jive and mojo between me and said ex-girlfriend, you try to amicably break up. And It's still hard, but you know what? You meet friends along the way that lift you up, and like Julie, she's a great friend. You know what I mean? Like one of the best friends I could have asked for.
Right.
And so, you know, even during loss, the Lord still provides you in your lowest of lows. Because I've been struggling too, Adam. It's that kind. We're coming off of the holiday season.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of those 600 days in the hole. I'm reminded of the fact that my children are in my daily life right now, and it is easy to get in the hole where you just don't even want to get out of bed.
And it weighs heavy on you.
It weighs heavy on you. It does. But what you can do is you can persevere. That's my mom's favorite word. You persevere. You push through the pain. Never be vanquished. Never be vanquished. Always stand up for what's right. Fight for the forgotten and the underdogs of life. Learn from your mistakes.
And admit when you're wrong.
And admit when you're wrong. Love your family. Do unto others as they would do to you. And just try to lift your chin up on those bad days and those bad moments. Because, there's a lot of people out there right now that might be hurting. And Adam and I both are not immune to being in your same boat.
No, because it's, and sometimes I was talking to my therapist about it. It was originally Zoom, like a Zoom call, but then I wanted to go in. It's at this healing waters, and I've went there a couple times, and they've actually helped some. They've helped quite a bit, and it's good. But the other night, about a week ago, I found like a hotline, and I just text, and they text me back and forth for about 2 hours.
And that's what, that's taking your mental health seriously.
Yeah.
That's knowing when you need to reach out.
I've had some, we'll peel back the curtain a little bit. Mental health struggles lately. And someone had wrote in, and they wanted me to share their story.
Okay.
So I wrote a little bit of their story down today.
That's it.
So their story, they said this story dates all the way back to 1992. Maybe we might get into the story in just a moment. We might do that in just a moment. But yeah, it seems like sometimes, and I don't know if you've ever felt this way, but the show always does lift me up, but sometimes it's very difficult to do the show, even though I love the show.
But as many people have said over the years, the show
must go on.
Must go on. And the fact that you're here tonight with the grief and the heartache and the turmoil that you have been experiencing here lately shows that you truly are meant for radio, brother. You truly are meant for radio. You're meant to be behind the mic. You're meant to be in people's ears. You've got a lot of good things to say, and I know you and have blessed me as a friend with friendship, and
I appreciate that.
And this show must go on, and we're going to make it go on. We're going to fight through the despair and the heartache, and we're gonna push through, because just like you, Adam, I'm not immune to not wanting to get out of bed.
Well, lately it's been, and that's what's really kind of bothersome about this, is that typically I'm able to continue doing the show, continue doing all these other things, and not have any not really affect me in everyday life.
Right.
And
it consumes you.
It does consume you, and it consumes what really also consumes is not really being able to get the truth heard.
Not letting your side of the story to be able to be heard, but you know what? That doesn't mean that'll be the case forever. That doesn't mean that you're never going to get the chance to explain your side of the story, or
no, that's true. Or so there was someone last year about this time, a lot of bad things were happening. The year didn't start off well last year either. Started off in a breakup, right at the brand new year. We got a huge snow in. I had a throbbing toothache, and tooth pain is
That's a
one of the worst. And it was just, I mean, it was throbbing the whole weekend because I could not get to the doctor because of the snow.
right.
Um, and I did have to end up working those days. I was fighting with a loved one, and it was constant bickering. And I had just moved out of the apartment that I really did like the apartment.
Yeah.
And a lot of these things were going on. My mental health wasn't good.
Right. Well, at least you were capable enough to understand that you needed to probably talk to someone.
Well, see, that's the problem, and that's where the bad coping skills. And do you have good coping skills?
No.
I don't have good coping skills.
I've had tragedy and loss in my life that I will say can be considered insurmountable. The loss of 3 children, and you know, the loss of relationships with loved ones that you've pushed away over the years because either addiction or alcoholism or just saying the wrong thing at the wrong time to the family member that you love the most, even though deep down you say something you don't mean.
That's the thing. I've said a lot that I don't mean,
We all have.
and
We all have, and then that's part about learning from it.
see, the thing is, like last year, and I'll go into it briefly, but last year during this horrible time, I had someone had commented on my post,
Mhm.
and it was somebody that I had knew vaguely through the years because they were in younger grades with me. And as an adult, I'd never had seen them up until this past year. I knew nothing really about their life. I didn't really look through their pictures, nothing like that. And it was somebody that had commented a picture on the snow because I said that something about I just didn't like the snow because I'm not a snow person. And a lot of people were doing some kind of challenge where they were running out in the snow in their underwear, doing a snow angel and running. Do you remember this?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah. So this was about that time.
Mhm.
And I did look this up on an AI, but I reached out to try to find, I don't know if it was validity. I don't know if it was like an instant gratification so I could feel better about myself.
Right.
But I had sent, adult messages, it was consenting, obviously, that I'm not proud of. And I wasn't proud of them when I sent them. And if you looked at these kind of messages, you would look at them and be like, "Phew, it's bad. It looks bad." But have you ever done something like that and been like, the intention behind what I wrote wasn't what I meant?
Right.
I was
Sometimes we write and we say things that we don't mean, and that's part of the learning curve of life.
with part of the learning curve also was during part of this, um I had went to this girl's house, this woman's house, and I was disgusted by it, to be honest. I I was I was appalled that I had allowed myself to seep this low, that this is who I'm hanging out with now.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
It does, but do you know what you do in those times, Adam?
See, I make the wrong decision.
You look up to the Lord.
See, that's another thing too. I was starting to get back. I was starting to get back into church, and I had went out there and had you know smoked a little bit out there, and in all honesty, as God is my witness, that was the reason that I went. And I was looking at the phone, looking at my watch, thinking, I wonder how long I can stay here until it's not rude to leave.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
And a lot of that has gotten misconstrued, or facts aren't the truth.
Right.
At the same time as this, my ex happened to be kind of hanging out with somebody else. I didn't find out about that until, after we got back together, and, she's found out about this recently. And I don't see how one's different than the other. You know,
this whole story, Adam, reminds me of Greek poetry. I used to read the Greek tragedies when I was in that cell, and Aeschylus wrote once, "That which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield." And if we can remember that, Adam, that we persevere, we strive to do better, we look forward to the next day because we have a chance to get it right. Not every day can be a failure. You're going to have your wins and you're going to have your losses. You're going to have your glory day and you're going to have your shame day.
in these in you have may have felt some of these things in people out there as well, that sometimes when you do things, you feel wrong, or you feel gross or icky when you're doing them, or I have,
Right.
and then instantly regret doing it.
Do you know what that's called?
What?
It's called conviction from the Holy Spirit that dwells inside you.
And that, honestly, is how I felt, because in all honesty, I hadn't thought about this since it happened, because there were other, crazy things that were kind of going on during that I don't really, want to get in too much about. But, the way that this person originally even got mad at me, I still don't know to this day. Because my mom and I were brought into it and posted on Facebook.
Right.
And we were like, why are we, I still don't know to this day.
Well, and that's the thing. Mess-ups are breakups are messy, and you can't always get your side heard, at least for now. But there's going to be a time and a day that comes where your side will be able to be heard, and heard, thoroughly.
Right. And my thing, talking about that on the show, I'm not putting anyone down.
Right.
I'm to blame too for this as well.
Right.
But it's more of I see a little bit of a hypocrisy in a way. And I saw hypocrisy when I found out about somebody she was talking to. The way she's reacting is the way that I reacted to finding out. So it's the same thing.
Same thing, just swap.
And the way that's being acted now is the same way, except it's not hidden like it was before.
Right.
I mean, I'm hanging out with you tonight. I've got actually a meeting this week with a couple of people about an upcoming production. I went to my friend with Kingsport the other day and got the racquetballs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm just sitting home, but when I am home, I'm laying there sad.
You stew. You sit in it and you stew, don't you?
If my mind, and that's something my therapist said. My therapist said, where I guess where I grew up in some kind of chaos or some kind of constant something going on, and my mind doesn't stop, that if there's a season or a brief moment of,
Yeah.
I don't know how to process that.
Right.
And and that's a possibility. But the fact of the matter is, the accusation, well, I don't even want to use that word, but the point is that I didn't even sleep with that girl. I kissed the girl on the forehead.
Yeah.
And some of the other things that were being said, I was like, no. And mainly, I think, because I turned that other person down.
Yeah.
I never knew. But it could be, a lot of other.
It could be, but again, one day your side will be able to be heard. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day. And
well, I guess the people that watched and listened heard it.
yeah, they heard it.
But I'm not trying to put anyone down. I'm just saying, when making a rational, logical decision, wouldn't you want to hear the complete sides of things? And like if you were a judge or if you were the jury, you're sitting there listening to the testimony of the witnesses and the testimony of whoever's on the stand. And then the jury goes together, meets up. The judge, I guess, decides. But you have to hear sides conflicting, because no sides is going to fit together perfectly, conflicting sides and then base a judgment upon logical conclusions,
Yeah.
not just, well, the defense
Right.
or the prosecution. You've got to have both. And when you don't have that, chaos ensues.
Chaos ensues, and then your whole life is turned upside down.
Yeah, it has been. Now, this has not been a year. I mean, it's already January 16th.
Yeah. God, I can't wait for January to be over.
It's been awful. It's been awful. I gotta say the 2020s have not been kind to me. They've
Oh,
gotten
but I
worse.
accomplished some stuff this month. I got my license squared away.
You got your license, you got a vehicle,
The vehicle.
so that's good.
So, things are looking up on that end.
Very good, very good.
People in recovery need to take the wins just as hard as they need to take the losses.
Yeah,
I'm going to take that win.
and you're gonna start up your 600 days in a hole soon.
We're starting that up soon. Or if we've been collaborating about it.
I say early February. Let's do it.
We're trying for early February. I have a medical procedure on February 4th, but other than that, we'll try and get it out. there
Okay,
first.
so we'll keep you in thoughts and prayers for that as well.
Thank you.
But
Routine procedure.
okay. So, have you been watching anything new this week?
Let's see, what have I been watching?
Because I've honestly not cut on the TV all week long.
I have been watching. So I got the Hulu thing.
Yeah.
And the new King of the Hill is amazing.
Okay.
So I've been watching the new episodes of King of the Hill, Family Guy, The Office,
Your go-tos.
my go-to,
Okay.
and CNN, of course.
Yeah, I haven't. There was a show I watched. One of the only shows I binge watched called "Tell Me Lies," and fitting, but but it. I watched some of it last year. I guess the first season or two last year, and it was a full year before the other season.
Right.
That's back on Hulu, but I've not watched it. I got to be honest with you. I know there's been a few people also ask about the movie show. I've just not been in the mood to watch movies.
Yeah, and if you're not in the mood to watch a movie and dissect it for the real talk,
Can't do
you
it.
can't do it.
No,
If your head is somewhere else, you cannot sit down in front of a movie and concentrate.
no, I have not. I mean, I have honestly.
You made it.
Thank you. I have not been able to turn on the TV.
Yeah.
I did. No, I take that back. I misspoke. I did watch an episode of Seinfeld the other day.
Which one do I?
I'm trying to think which one I watched. I watched the one where it's George and the Big Salad, where he gets that big salad for Elaine.
Yeah, and then
And then Kramer is also he's golfing with somebody, but then he makes them mad because I forget who it is.
Gunderson.
But at the end, yes. But at the end of it, it shows like the OJ.
Wow, yeah.
Well, it shows the OJ van going down the highway.
Yeah.
But it's Kramer and that guy. Yeah.
Driving the guy that got in trouble.
Yeah. So that's the one. That's the one. But other than that, and that's like a 28-minute episode.
Yeah.
I've not cut on.
See, my TV doesn't go off.
Yeah.
I leave it on 24/7. I need that noise. I need that background noise. And one thing about doing 600 days in a hole, you were isolated from everything. So
Right.
if you go 2 years without TV when you've been a TV hound your whole life, you have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah,
You're
that's true.
through that whole thing, and
I wish that I mean, I've not even like today, for example, I drove the entire way to where I work and back. No music at all, nothing.
yeah, you're just thinking.
Two,
That's the worst thing you could be doing.
that's the worst
the
thing.
worst thing you'd be doing is being in your head.
And I don't have service a lot of the
You
way.
need to just turn your radio on and put some Zeppelin on or something like that.
I did test out to see if 92.5 came over in Hayside, and it did.
Did it really?
It did.
Good.
Yeah, because they played a Thriller when I was driving through. But
I just want to throw this out there too, real quick. Anyone that's out there that's listening that knows somebody or maybe struggling themselves with drugs or alcohol addiction and just can't seem to get it right. There are resources out there. There's I just wanted to give a shout out to Recovery Through Christ Ministries down there in Jasper or Duffield. They are changing lives down there in men's lives. And I just want to give a shout out to Jack Rayside, Matt Scott, Marvin Graham. They're all running a top-notch program over there.
Yeah.
And then they're changing lives and they're saving lives. lives, and they're doing it through the power of Christ. And I don't know, I'm not Bible preaching here or Bible thumping, but I don't know a better way to get through recovery than through the hand of Christ.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's been really it's helping me. One thing that I have been doing is when I first met you, you noticed I had the Bible a lot,
Mhm.
and you probably thought, oh, him and her, they're a nice little Bible couple. Is that what you thought?
Maybe. Maybe I did. I actually did because I am Catholic, so
Right,
I will go to mass every single morning if the church has it.
right,
Mass every morning. Usually, when you're in a bigger city and those big Catholic cathedrals,
yeah,
they have mass every morning. And
right,
it's 45 minutes. And couldn't start the day a better way.
right.
And so I would go every day. But
Okay,
because we live here,
they don't have it every day.
no, and it's a tiny little Catholic church over in Big Stone that
Right.
I know of. And so usually when I want to go to mass, I go to Kingsport. So
Okay. Hey, I've seen some of the pictures you've posted. But yeah, when we first met, I was always reading the Bible, and I always had it,
You had it on you.
and I never thought that would be and that was a fine perception, but it turned out not to be.
You know what Bible stands for, right?
Yes.
What?
What, the Bible?
Yeah, basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that. What's it, acronym? Yeah, and I still do carry it most places that I go, but I've been reading a lot. I go Wednesday and Sunday, and that really helps. And I've changed a lot since I made those mistakes that I was talking about. And you were talking about drugs and stuff. This person that I didn't know, but they were.
Human.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I wondered if that played part into the quote revenge on me. I don't know, but that totally.
You pray for them, and you hope that the crap stops. You know what I mean? It's just that there's no need for drama in life. There's no need for breakups are bad.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, they're terrible. But even like the drama away from that, because that's not been on any. As I mean, from my side, I've not posted anything about that. I don't want my personal life on social media. I've pretty much stopped that. Because personal life can be used against you in life, even if it's not meant that way.
Yeah.
So this is the most public that I get on the show, but we are radio personalities.
Well, I'll tell you, I carry my rosary with me everywhere. In fact, it's in the car right now. And I do that because on my 40th birthday, I was traveling up here from Florida and came across a fatal car accident. So I actually had my rosary with me and jumped into the car that was involved in the accident and prayed with the lady until she took her last breath.
Really?
And the cops showed up and did the homicide report, the traffic homicide report. But I was able to pray with this unknown woman that I just came across a crash in the middle of nowhere on my 40th birthday. So now whenever I travel, if I'm traveling or have a car or driving,
you always have it with you.
The power of that cross is something else.
Very powerful.
Very powerful.
We want to give out the phone number again. You can give us a call at 276-639-8887. Talk about worst breakups here on 92.5.
Give us a call. I know there's people out there.
Yeah, I know there are. You don't be afraid to call in. It's
call in with a breakup story. Feel free.
Now, did you ever call into a radio show?
I did.
When what show did you call into?
Joe Thomas show down in Fort Myers, Florida.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then
did you get live on air?
Yeah, Stan and Haney too.
Okay.
We looked up them too.
Yep, Stan and Haney.
But I won my dad. In fact, my dad won Pepsi 500 or Pepsi 400 Daytona Beach tickets.
Really?
Show. So
okay.
That was what my father and I did one year, I think, for Father's Day.
Okay. I never have won anything. I called in when I was younger. I called into a show and got through, but I called in as like a drunk caller, but I wasn't drunk though. And one time my friend Jake, we were doing the show up in Fairfax, and he had called in to 101.5, the rock station up there, and won some tickets. And he had asked me, because I lived relatively close. He lived in Lynchburg. He was like, "Hey man, if you can go get those tickets,
you can go with."
Yeah, he was, but I happened to be visiting down here, so I was like, "Oh, I just let," and I was halfway down, so it didn't work out. But you were talking at the top of the hour. It's a little bit of a controversial statement, I'm sure, but you're not big on Journey.
can't stand Journey.
Now, what don't you like
I
about
don't
Journey?
know, I just don't think it's rock.
Oh,
Consider it rock. It's not rock to me.
okay,
It's soft yacht rock at best, and I love yacht rock, but I just don't like Journey.
right.
And it always reminds me of that stupid scene at the end of The Sopranos for their final episode, where that song "Don't Stop Believing" or something was on. I don't remember.
Does that play in the final episode?
Yeah, and that's when the screen went blank. So now it's like now I really don't like Journey.
Okay, so it was this that was
Yes, he was eating onion rings, and I guess this is when someone popped into the restaurant and captured it. But
that was another thing that I tried not to do this year. I was trying to cuss less.
good
And
Lord Almighty in heaven, he knows that I'm trying.
well, I have cussed less except when I'm reciting back if I ever have to recite back text messages.
Yeah,
'Cause-
I try to stay away from.
Because I get text messages where people cuss me out.
Right. You're popular at that.
I'm unpopular. Unpopular.
No, you're popular at being cussed out.
Oh yes, I am. Like, let's see, I got a message during the show. Great show. I'm afraid to call in. Call in there.
Yeah,
Call in.
At least text us your
Yes.
breakup ever. At least
Yes.
text us. You can't give the number out again because they can text.
Yeah, they can
in.
text in. They can text in the worst breakup. 276-639-8887. 276-639-8887. I used to have a phone number. It was 1703-333-1111.
Wow.
And it was
I've never gotten rid of that number. Ever.
what happens is, speaking of breakups, whenever breakups, not always when they happen, but often I will change my number.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it this time because it's just
There's no point.
there's no point. I end up turning right around and giving it to the person
Right.
because the reason I got this number was because of a breakup.
And also, people that are listening, if you think that Adam and I have content on this show that could be listened to more during the week or maybe a regular drive time show, you guys make sure to call into 92.5 WLSD. Tell them what you think of the show. Tell them what you think of the show.
Because you have to think, Casey and I, we don't really talk much during the week.
No.
We talk about
when we catch up is on Friday.
Yeah. And we have a lot, he had no idea what we were going to talk about. All I had was a few of those little confessional notes.
Can we please, for the love of God, turn Journey off?
We need the producer to do
I don't know
these
what's
things.
worse, that or the Eagles, but you're gonna make Casey into a bad mood, Casey. Very quickly if you keep playing Journey.
So Journey is the worst for
You know
you.
that Call Me the Breeze or some real classic rock, you know what I mean?
I didn't even realize it was still playing in the background, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
with every second that passed, it was making me more irritable.
You were getting more nauseous as the show, and we don't
No
want.
friend, please.
That's the Casey was afraid I was going to play. Didn't we open up the week before with Journey?
Yeah,
That's why Casey was sick last week.
yeah, that's why I got sick.
Yeah.
You told me subliminally that Journey was going to play, so I just said nope, and I threw up.
Is this one any better for you?
Oh no. I'm asking somebody to come to the studio right now
That produced the show.
and produce this show because I don't think the worst music could be played right now. Come to your senses. Yeah, come to your senses and turn this song off. I'm trying to think of what one of my favorite songs is, but there's so many I have. You know who I liked? It's Daft Punk.
Do you?
Did you ever like Daft Punk?
I did. I did.
They got a couple good ones.
Now, my friend, she had got this Daft Punk CD. It had "Get Lucky" was the song, and her and I listened to that all the time.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, this is Daft Punk.
yeah.
Yeah, I can go for some Daft Punk.
And what's cool about them also, they always wear those masks.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't know what they look
I
like.
have no idea.
Wouldn't that be cool to have, like, you would have all this fame and money and make videos and cool stuff,
Yeah,
go on interviews, but then you could walk around like a normal person. Nobody would know.
right. Give that number out one more time. See if we can get somebody to text them one of their worst dates.
Yes, 276-639-8887. Please
Call or
text.
text.
Yeah, either one. But yeah, we
It's on
would
here.
listen to this this album all the time, and it
That's the
had
thing. It's a great album because they got a lot of good songs.
almost every song on it was good.
Yeah, they are.
What about Bon Jovi? Are you a big?
I can deal with them.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies growing up was the one about Billy the Kid. You,
Young
I'll Make You
Guns.
Famous.
Young
Yeah.
Guns.
Bon Jovi played that original theme song.
Yeah, and there was Young Guns too.
Yeah.
Both are pretty decent as far as I remember.
You Make You Famous.
Let's see who we got here. We've got some people messaging right here. They're liking the show.
Sure.
But yeah, tell us a little bit about
One of your worst dates. Listen, everybody that's ever dated has the worst date story. So let's make this show a little exciting and fun right now. Text in a brief synopsis
yes.
of your first worst date.
Yes.
Or call.
Yes. And there's been a few messages. Oh, hey, speaking of people checking up, it's always good to check up on people with that, have breakups or mental health issues,
Right.
or both.
Right.
Because believe it or not, Casey, but I can get a little bit unstable.
No, not you.
Oh,
I've never seen that.
No.
I've never seen. I'm going to tell you something. Guess what?
Can you get that way too? Really?
Don't tell anybody that.
I'll try not to. Somebody sent a nice message. Hey, how are you holding up? Best wishes. Loving the show.
Good.
But tell us.
We're up all night to get lucky, right?
Yes.
So I like this because it sounds like the real about.
Yeah.
I mean, and who would have known that this band and this song would become so famous? You know what I mean?
I would have never thought it. Not really.
So
And-
Norton, Big Stone. I'm trying to think of my worst first date. I don't. I have had a couple bad.
I've only had like one bad date, really. I've had bad, like the last breakup, not this one, but the last breakup wasn't really like bad.
Right.
It was like it was suddenly over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no build up to it. There was a build up a little bit of like a depression, but it wasn't depression like now, but it was just. Do you know this one as well?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, but when you know somebody has gone through something traumatic or a breakup or something like that that's life changing, yeah, check in on these people, folks.
Because I was reading about it, and
I tried to check in on you.
You've asked me if how you holding up and things like that, and I appreciate that. And there's been a couple of other people that kind of know the situation, but during those times it's lonely a lot of the times for those people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
especially around the holidays.
Yeah.
Which this couldn't have happened at a worse time for you, honestly.
Well, December 21st, I think today it's like 28 days or something.
Yeah.
And it says after 28 days you can break a habit, or 21 days.
21 days, they say.
But that's not been the case in this.
It might take a few more days for you.
A few more months. I was
not gonna let you hurt that long, bro.
I was asking someone the other day. Yeah, we could do that.
You see, I know for a fact that I've been on one cruise my whole life.
Yeah.
And it sucked.
That's what you were saying.
So I want to go on one of those carnival ships or something that have like all the slides and the pool bars.
That's what I went on. It had,
I've never been on one.
and I'm not drinking now,
Yeah.
but on the cruise was before I drank a tiny bit in January a few times that I'd like to forget. I didn't drink again until on the cruise. And it was like, I went with Thomas, and he had like some kind of pass where you could get, 15 or so drinks. But we just drink light drinks, nothing heavy, and then I didn't really drink again until May, until September 9th. So it's been 130 days today.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Let me ask you something, Adam. If you had to live in A, a house, B, a apartment or condo, or C, a houseboat, what would it be?
It would be apartment or condo or houseboat.
Or
maybe a tiny house. Maybe a tiny house.
Of getting a houseboat.
I do want to rent
I would love to rent a houseboat or something like that for good. There's places in Tennessee that my friend and I were looking at.
Yeah.
She's been such a blessing with just being able to help me find these things, and there's ways to make that dream happen.
Yeah.
A houseboat isn't that unaffordable.
No, well, one of my good friends, well, I don't say good friends, but he was a good friend in high school. I checked, this was about a year or so ago, maybe a little longer, and he had bought a boat and he had chronicled, yeah, I think he named the boat Betsy or something. He had, the thing, and he had cleaned it up, restored it. It was in great condition, and he started using that as a houseboat.
Right.
So a houseboat would be
You know
fantastic.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's something I'm looking into. I mean, I'm looking into it as a dream, but one day
Right.
I want to live in a houseboat.
Well, I would like to be in the Savannah area.
Yeah.
In the warmer climate. Obviously, we would go wherever we would want.
Listen, if our show gets picked up by any kind of syndicated station, we're going to Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah.
If we have to.
Now, preferably, Savannah is where I would like to. And then if I did go down there, have a tiny house.
Well, Greenville, South Carolina is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love Greenville.
And I would actually go to Greenville.
Yeah, that would be a great market for our show.
And I've been down there once and it was beautiful. I'm thinking about going there again.
I dated a girl in Greenville.
Did you?
Yeah, and I used to fly up and see her on the weekends from Florida.
How long was the flight? Like an hour?
About an hour. Yeah.
Well,
it was one of those $59 one-way tickets.
Really?
So I would go up every other weekend and see her.
Well, I do have a trip that I was going to go on to Florida to a nude beach there.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, because that was like.
Can you help me reel this guy in?
That was one of the things that me and my ex wanted to do.
Before we go on any talking sprees of nudist beaches, let's get a number out there one more time to have somebody text it.
276-639-8887.
No,
but
you were going to. I remember you telling me when I first met you.
So I think that trip is going to still be on.
Yeah.
I'll just have to find
a companion,
a female companion to go with me.
I mean, the phone lines are open. You're taking reservations.
Yeah, I could take the fourth caller.
The fourth caller has an all-expense-paid trip to Florida with Adam.
But yeah, I do want to do that, but I am thinking about going to Greenville maybe next month.
Yeah, I would like to take a drive, just a road trip.
Because it's like 3.5 hours. It's not far at all.
You know what I like about Greenville is they have those loft apartments and they have all that brick structure down
there. Yes.
It's beautiful.
You've got that waterfall downtown.
Yeah,
you've got
it's like a ritzy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like people dress up, like they don't come out looking like me right now.
For me, there's no I didn't see
unshaven faces or homeless people or
no, I didn't see any of that. I didn't see any trash. They also had a lot of free parking areas. Yeah. They also have a lot of like concerts that go down there and a lot of cool stuff going on.
Well, if I ever got something like a houseboat or something, I can, have that paid for and then once a month make a road trip or something like. I think that would do me so good just to jump in the car alone and go like I used to go to. I remember one day I got the bug to see Mass at University of Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana.
Yeah.
And I got in the car at 3:00 in the morning from Akron, Ohio, and drove the 7 hours to go to Mass there. I just love getting out there and doing things.
Me too.
You know what I mean? But when I'm low or I have a stressor or I will completely self-absorb.
Right.
And I will recall myself from the society in which I live. And so I'm trying to tell you, nobody's immune to this.
Right.
What you're going. And I'm sure all our listeners have a story or two of a bad breakup or a heartbreak or something they wish would have gone a different way. And that's the beauty about heartbreak, is because I know every single human being has experienced it at one point. And so we all have to collectively come together and realize to lift each other up, basically. This isn't some pep talk.
Right.
It's just the laws of life.
And I do hate when breakups get messy. And I do hate when things get, because I went back, just the other day and looking, text right up until December 21st. and they were jolly. They were lovely. They were great.
Dory.
Yes.
All good.
And then, pretty much since then, it's been complete
Did you ever see that movie, The Breakup, with Vince Vaughn and
Jennifer Aniston. I saw that in the theater. That was a messy
that
one.
was a mess. Breakup.
And the funny thing about that movie is a lot of people thought that movie was going to end up with them together.
Because they run into each other at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and then they turned around and looked, didn't they?
Right, yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a difficult movie to watch.
It broke my heart.
It did me too.
Because you saw the pain he was going through, and I know when I saw that movie, I had at least experienced a heartbreak once or twice. So I remember watching that movie thinking, "Yep, been there before."
Well, it's hard to see somebody that that you were with somebody that you don't like, and they know
Right.
that, and they don't like you,
Right.
just for the purpose of hurting, or whatever. But yeah, it's that was a difficult movie to get through.
And he had such a cool job too, as a sightseeing tour guide.
That's right.
The rivers of Chicago.
And he never wanted to do the books, but he finally got his act together and did the books. Yeah.
Even after the breakup, he got his job back.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take some time to, like I said, I got the racquetball, so
Lick your wounds.
I want to play some racquetball. I've talked to a few people, like two or three people that I've talked to have expressed interest. I'll have access to the swimming pool.
Force yourself to get out there into that gym.
Yeah.
Force yourself. You know what? It'll do you so much good, brother.
And then maybe a trip to Greenville.
Yeah. Maybe you and I could take that trip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just go down there and chill.
Because what I used to like to take a trip about once a month.
Yeah.
And I would say probably, well, we wouldn't always go once a month, but let's say, 7 times a year.
Yeah.
I would say probably 5 of those times would be good trips. Right. 2 of them,
not so good.
Not so good. But people often argue on trips, don't they? Is that like a common thing?
Remember that sucky cruise I was just talking about?
Yeah.
That was with my first wife. So we had the wedding reception with an open bar, right?
Right.
That went until the wee hours of about 4 a.m. And then she wanted to get up at 6 a.m. and drive all the way to Miami to catch this cruise ship. So, of course, I'm hungover, and she's trying to wake me up to get me to get up, leave the hotel so we can go on our honeymoon to this cruise. And I was pissed because I'm like, why would you schedule this cruise so close to our reception? You know what I mean? Like,
so it was just like
no, the wedding reception ended at 3 a.m. and then she was waking me up by 6:37, trying to tell me to get into the car to drive to Miami for our cruise.
Oh, geez. So you're like
already in a bad mood.
Right. You had like a 3-hour turnaround.
Our honeymoon, the drive down to the cruise, she was sobbing because I was just like, why would you do this?
So on the way down, it was argument.
On our honeymoon, on our way to the cruise,
arguments.
She was sobbing. Yeah. So, and I'm a nice guy, so I didn't get it, but it was just like, can we maybe have planned that for a little bit later in the day?
Right.
Right.
Like I honestly, unless I get a little bit crazy or a little bit emotional or I guess, excuse me, bipolar. What you see is what you get, what you hear is what you get. And I don't like being pushed to be mean. It makes me feel bad. It makes me feel bad to lash out at somebody. I've lashed out at people that I love way more than I've lashed out at people that I
pushed most of my family away
by lashing out.
Yeah. And you want to talk about sad holidays when you have done that and pushed everyone away.
Right.
And you don't even receive a Merry Christmas text or call, that'll bite you. So the way I combat that is I try to smile at everyone I see and realize that there are struggles going on in their life that nobody knows about. And so when I'm out to eat and my waitress or waiter drops off the check, I look at their name tag and I say, "Thank you, Thomas. You've done well."
Right.
Call people by their name.
Respect them.
That kind of life.
Right. Darian said, does her stalking issue count? Oh yeah, Darian has a stalking issue.
Oh boy. Those stalkers, you can't ever.
And I have been called a stalker.
I have too.
And I'm like,
women love to do that though.
I do too.
Women love to say, "Oh, you're stuck."
Of their stock, and I'm like, I've got to drive by here to go to this place.
You're, what did I have to tell one of my ex-girlfriends? It's not all about you.
That
You know,
KFC, that is exactly something I said today.
it's not all about
No. Oh, you're asking about me. No. It's a small town.
Yeah.
Sometimes people see me in public.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam, I saw so and so here.
Right.
Aren't you with them? No, we broke up.
Now, a real stalking situation can be dangerous and scary.
I've been stalked
Yeah,
before.
me too.
At a radio station.
Listen, my third ex-wife, third, that sounds so ridiculous. She was, you want to talk about a stalker? I'd be sitting on the front porch and this person would be coming out there and she'd be looking up my ex-wife, my ex's Facebook. Oh, look at how ridiculous she looks. You know what I mean? Like crap like that.
Right.
And then when you do break up with somebody like that, you're automatically the stalker, or it's whatever.
And you can't help what people send you.
No.
You know what I mean? And honestly, when most people have sent me things other than like, hope you're holding up well, I've had a couple people message, things that's seen or heard. If it's something I don't really want to dive into, I don't really talk about it. You know what I mean? I don't really go into it with people, and
I try to walk away before it gets volatile. I try not to let my emotions get the best of me, and I'll tell you, through the power of Christ and a good relationship with the man upstairs, it can help exponentially with that.
I've been trying to whenever, and this sounds silly maybe, but whenever, and I don't always succeed. Often I don't. I've lashed out today, and lashing out comes from hurt.
Right.
It doesn't.
It doesn't mean that that's how you truly feel.
No.
It means that it came out at the heat of the moment, and
it's a human emotion. And like I was asking AI about a lot. I talked to AI quite a bit lately and things like that. And AI has consistently said, because I've been called deviant and all these things, and it's like a deviant in some of these things is nothing what I've been a part of.
But that's just part of the breakup process.
Yeah, and it's like we're human beings. A lot of humans, probably most, don't know how to cope properly. I don't.
That's why I have committed, Adam, not to date right now. I'm not going to date probably for a very long time, if ever again, because I don't want that disappointment. I don't want that drama. I don't want to have to answer to somebody. I don't want to have somebody that I have to see every day if I don't want to. But that doesn't mean that you can't form great relationships with people.
True.
Friendships that are lifelong, that don't have to be a romantic one.
Right. I do like the romantic relationship,
I know
though.
you do, but I'm just telling you, I've been single now for about a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's done me better than anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting to date myself.
Right.
And I'll be better suited to date somebody down the road by getting to know myself. If I ever do choose to date, which is probably a no, it will be because I'm ready to open myself up. The hurt's gone, the despair's gone, but everyone goes through it. I still ache sometimes over my ex.
Yeah.
It's just part of life.
No, I'm really other than just recently, I don't really. I'm still pretty good friends with my Talitha. I'm really good with friends with her. She was my first ex, Terry. I did a show with Terry just a few nights ago.
I thought that was a good show.
Oh, thank you. I do. Let's see, Shelly. I'm friends with her again.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's good.
Stuff,
So
stuff to look forward to.
now, the last one, Victoria, I don't. We did end on good terms, but it wasn't any. No, it wasn't anything like horrible though. It was just like
the BS.
Yeah, I mean, basically that was as I can pretty much say, that was due to she wanted to have a lot of kids.
Yeah,
I didn't want to have any. So she slept with the bar guy.
That was
so yeah. But yeah, it was just like I found out
that quick.
Now I was sad for a little while, but it was a different kind of sad than this.
Right.
Like that didn't hurt as much as this.
My mama always says, my brother, this too
Shall pass.
shall pass.
Shall pass.
And it will.
Well, thank you, Casey, for joining tonight. Thanks, all the audience. We'll get back to the Facebook comments. I see 13 on there. And sorry we didn't get a phone call tonight, but we're going to give out the number again next week.
Yep.
And we're going to keep doing it. Thank you for tuning in on 92.5 WLSD, The Vault, AM 1220. Go to all the social media, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, The Other People Show. Casey, got any announcements you want to make?
No, I just want to say good night, and everyone have an amazing week.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.